Hey, what's up, everybody? What's going on? I hope you guys are doing well. I was sitting here in between meetings, actually, and so I don't have a ton of time, but I was really curious about this whole conversation about Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson, or Jackson. Is it Ketanji? Yeah, it's Ketanji Brown Jackson, not Jackson Brown. I get it mixed up. Because isn't there a singer named Jackson Brown? Anyway, I was really curious to get you guys' thoughts on Judge Ketanji. I don't have a lot of time. I only got like maybe 7 minutes, but you love her. Okay, love her. You know what's interesting is, with Judge Ketanji, I have mixed feelings, right? But I guess that's the way politics is supposed to work, right? Okay, so the mixed feelings are, one, we haven't had a black woman on the Supreme Court in over 200 and something years. And that's something that I think needs to be considered, right? That they just haven't had a black woman on the court ever. And that's just really messed up. Barack Obama actually was supposed to put a black woman on the Supreme Court, but he just broke his promise. He promised Dorothy Height that he would do that before she died. And she asked him, she said, please put a black woman on the Supreme Court. He said yes, and he didn't do it. But politicians lie, right? So we needed a black woman on the Supreme Court. Very important. Ketanji Brown Jackson, I read her whole bio. I read her whole history. I read, everything from the time she was a child till now. I do that with every person I'm interested in, whether it's a rapper, or somebody like when Lil Nas X got mad at me because I said something about his ratchety ass videos. I read his whole bio. I like to know where people come from and how they think. And so whether it's a rapper, politician, or anybody famous, I like to just read their story because the story shapes who you are. It shapes just how you view the world. It shapes what's important to you. Like Barack Obama, I read his whole story and I concluded that there are certain things he cares about because that's where he comes from. That's how his mother used to think, his father, stuff like that. So with Ketanji Brown Jackson, here's my conclusion. She's super smart, super qualified. If she were colorless, let's say she wasn't black or white, she's just a person going for the Supreme Court. She checks all the boxes of qualifications, all the Harvard stuff and all that. Now, the Harvard thing, you shouldn't oversell the Harvard connection, right? Harvard is they're like a mafia kind of thing. Harvard and Yale work very, very hard to maintain a certain degree of elitist power within the governmental system. So if she had gone to, say, University of Texas or UCLA, she probably wouldn't even be getting considered for the position. The last person Obama nominated was a lady named Elena Kagan, who was from Harvard. She was also Jewish. She checked a lot of boxes. She was from Harvard. She was Jewish. She's a white woman, and I think she's gay, to be honest with you. I believe she's gay because there's the only area in her whole career where she took a controversial position was on gay rights. Everything else, she was kind of doing what a lot of Supreme Court justices do, where they try to hide how they really feel. Like when they asked Ketanji, what is a woman or something, and she was like, I don't know. That's her way of saying, you're not even backing me in that corner. And I get that. I totally get that. I know that it's a frustrating answer, right? You wanted to say like, oh, a woman has a vagina and all that and boobs. I feel that way, but it's political, right? So she's very qualified. Now, here's the interesting thing though. I don't really look at her in terms of saying I like her or don't like her. I like to look at just facts, and I like to just observe, like, this is what she is, okay? So, because I feel like you should have the right to decide whether you like her or not. I'm not one to tell you that she shouldn't be on the Supreme Court. Because if you compare it to the white guys on the Supreme Court, I think she's better than the white guys. I really do. Also, she has a connection to the mass incarceration issue because she had an uncle that got life in prison for selling dope. Now, the interesting thing about that, though, is that there's elitism sprinkled into that story because her uncle's sentence was commuted by Barack Obama, right? Because she knew Barack, right? A lot of people, and this goes back to symbolism versus substance, and that's a big issue I would have with Ketanji Brown Jackson's appointment in terms of telling people not to get overly excited about her, right? I think it's fine if you like her or don't like her. It's totally your right. But in terms of her moving the needle for black people, I don't think that she will. Remember, her uncle getting his sentence commuted was nice, but these little symbolic pieces of justice that black people get on an issue as broad as mass incarceration mean absolutely nothing. It means absolutely nothing when some guy who was falsely accused in 1992 finally gets out after 30 years or whatever. There's 10,000 more like him. There's 10,000 more like him. And I'm not focused on the one person. I'm focused on the 10,000. Why can't we focus on the 10,000 people and that that's happened to us instead of always getting caught up in one? With if you notice, I didn't talk a lot about George Floyd, not because I don't care, but because that's one goddamn situation. Stop getting caught up in one situation. That's symbolism. That's how they play with you. They're like, oh well, let's sprinkle something symbolic, and then all the Negroes will feel good. They're injecting you with a drug called Negro happiness. They make Negroes smile. Next thing you know, you got all these black people on TV telling everybody, we got to go vote, y'all, because we need justice for Cynthia. We need justice for Joe. Man, not that I don't give a shit about Joe. I do. But Joe is one person out of 100,000 people. Seriously. Start thinking in a systematic way. Start playing chess, not checkers. So here's the deal with Ketanji. I don't have a lot of time, but I'm going to summarize some of this. And by the way, we're doing a free event on NFTs. If you want to learn about NFTs, we have a great NFT expert in the Black Business School who's doing a free event tonight at 7. Just look in my Tiala Kid, that's her name. Look in my bio. The link's in the bio. And also the convention, All Black National Convention. Those tickets are on sale, so if you want to get your passes now, all that's in the bio, okay? I want to make sure you guys know that. So here's my conclusion on Judge Ketanji, and I'll talk about this a little bit later, more on Dr. Boyce TV on my podcast. You cannot talk about Judge Ketanji without talking about the fact that she married a white man. You can't. It doesn't mean you have to hate her for it. It doesn't mean that it makes her, it's not a deal breaker necessarily for a lot of us. It doesn't make her a bad person. I have people in my own family who married white people. So that's not it. But to act like you can't bring it up without being accused of hating black women or blocking her progress, that's BS. Why do I say that? Well, because two things. One, I mentioned this in a video that no Supreme Court justice in history, in American history, has ever married a black person. None. Clarence Thomas didn't. Judge Ketanji didn't. Thurgood Marshall didn't. Thurgood Marshall married a Filipino woman. All three of them, Campbell Harris married a white boy. Most of these people that married white people typically married white people that had political pull or power or wealth that pulled them up. Campbell Harris's husband was a big shot lawyer. They got her to the top of the pile. So right after she got done messing around with Willie Brown, she jumped to Joe, right? She went to an HBCU now, by the way. So it's not like she didn't meet black men. She just wanted a man that was going to pull her up to a certain level of white society. Now, a black man can pull her up to a certain level in black society, but a white man can pull you up to a certain level in white society. And because you are trained to be a white supremacist, you believe that somehow that is more important, that white people matter more, that rising in white society matters more than rising in black society. And that's where we're not the same. My wife is happy that I'm a black man who can elevate her in black society. My wife ain't trying to be down with white folks. My wife is trying to be down with her community. She's straight out of the hood of Gary, Indiana. So she wants to be right there in the middle of it. She's not trying to go marry a white boy so she can go become vice president of the United States or get on the Supreme Court. That's not in her. No, but she's qualified. She's a full professor of social work. Only about 1% of 1% of 10% of all people ever become PhDs who get tenure and become full professors. She's very rare, very elite. She could have done all of that, but she wanted to be black. She wanted to be connected to the black community. That's where her value system was. Okay. So again, not sort of disparaging any one person. Give me 1 second, guys. Let me bring my team into the meeting and tell them, hold on. Hey, go ahead and start the meeting, start the conversation. I got something I got to finish, but I'm going to come right in. I'll give you 5 minutes, but I'm going to, I'm going to, yeah, I'm admitting everybody now. So tell them I'll be right back. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Sorry, we're having a team meeting, but I'm talking to my people, so y'all know me, I got to finish this. So, so you cannot talk about Judge Ketanji without considering all factors. And the reason I bring this up also is because given that no Supreme Court justice in history has ever married a black person, you cannot disconnect that from what we've been reading about every week when we've been reading Dr. Claude Anderson books in the book club, which, by the way, the link's in the bio if you want to join the book club. It's totally free. Black family and black marriage has always been seen as radical. Black family and black marriage and black connection of black people has always been seen as a problem. That's why they passed specific laws that said if black people congregate, all y'all going to jail. That's why they passed specific laws that literally were designed to destroy the black family. Right. So this integrationist ideology that tends to be promoted is one that says, that if you walk away from this black thing and you start sort of coming over here and connecting with these other people, there are going to be certain rewards for you within that space. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? But the reason I think you can't talk about Judge Ketanji without talking about who she married is for the same reason you can't talk about Barack without talking about Michelle. Seriously, now give me a yes or no, yes or no. If Barack had not married Michelle Obama and had instead married Becky Obama, would he be looked at as the same? Would y'all see him as the same president? Would people have supported him at the same level? Black people, smart, intelligent black people. Would intelligent black people have supported Barack Obama as much as they did if he had married Becky Obama instead of Michelle? What do you think? Give me a yes or no. Hell to the no. And if you say yes, then you're out of your goddamn mind. You a liar. Get out of here. If you get out of here with your lying ass, you're lying. So when I say something like, yeah, she did marry a white guy, that does make a difference. It's not me saying she can't have the job. It's not me saying she's a raggedy bed wench. I don't talk like that. I don't talk that way about black women. I challenge things that I don't like. Like I don't like, a record label paying Lizzo millions of dollars to gain weight and twerk when black people are dying from obesity, and you're making the black woman look like a big slut. I challenge that. I don't attack anybody. I don't tell them what they can't do. I just call it for what it is. People get mad about it. You can get mad. I don't give a shit if you get mad. I'm just going to call it for what it is. And you can't tell me I'm wrong. I'm not stupid. I think things through. So with Judge Ketanji, I think that you have to consider who she married, because the greatest investment you can make in this world is who you choose to spend your life with. People's value systems are not what they say that they are. Show me what you do. Show me where you put your money. Show me where you put your time. Show me where you put your energy. Show me where you put your love. That tells me what your value systems are. I watch your actions, right? So again, years ago, if you go back and you watch videos I made 8 years ago, years before I married my wife, I told you, I said, I don't know if I'm gonna get married one day, but if I get married, it'll be to a black woman. And I said, if I don't marry a black woman, if I show up one day and tell y'all that I fell in love with a white lady, and that she rocked my world and she's my milk of magnesia and took me to the next level, I want you to run up to me on the street and kick me square in the nuts, because I clearly have lost my damn mind. Seriously, I want you to back up like you kicking a field goal in the Super Bowl, and I want you to get a running start and kick me square in my nuts, because I have clearly lost my mind. I said that years ago. And so later on, I married a black woman because I thought about it, and I said, the greatest investment you can make is the investment of your life. And I want to invest my life into the black family. That's it. I like having a black wife. I like raising black kids. So my statement is not anti-interracial marriage. I'm not anti-interracial marriage. So those of you who made a different choice, I'm not making fun of you. I'm not attacking you. I'm really pro-black marriage. So remember, those are two different things. Being anti-interracial marriage is very different from being pro-black marriage. I just believe that you got to understand that you can't build a powerful, wealthy community without having solid family. You can't. It's not going to happen. You can't do it with a bunch of babies, mamas, and babies, daddies running around fucking everything and getting everything pregnant and having kids splattered all over the place. Ain't going to work. Ain't going to work. I can explain every single economic dynamic to explain to you why fathers locked up in child support court tend to be the brokest, and why single mothers trying to do it all by themselves get hit the hardest. Not that everybody's in this category, but the data does not lie. So ultimately, the black family does matter. So when I look at Judge Ketanji, I think that you are talking about somebody who is very qualified. She checked the boxes. She worked hard. She did a good job with her life. I think you can, and it's okay to talk about her white husband. I think it's also okay to talk about some of her more controversial legal positions. I think that she's had some opinions that make people wonder if she's really going to be able to identify and understand when black people are suing for obvious racial discrimination, or if a reparations case gets to the Supreme Court. I don't know if she's going to support that, because if you look at her history, she's also had some really questionable positions on discrimination cases with black people. So I'm going to say this, and this is my conclusion on Judge Ketanji. I don't have no issue with her. I think it is symbolism. I think that you're getting a person who is okay, but then she's not going to move the needle on blackness. I encourage you not to overvalue the symbolism. Like, if you ask me, does Judge Ketanji being appointed make you eager to go vote for Biden in the next election? Hell no, I'm not doing it. I got other issues that I know will move the needle, and I need you to address those issues before I move forward. For example, the fact that you brought in 100,000 Ukrainians. You brought in 100,000 Ukrainians. If they were Africans, you wouldn't be bringing over 100,000 Africans. You ain't never bought over 100,000 Africans except for when they were working for you for free. That's the only time you ever bought over 100,000 Africans. But you bought over 100,000 Ukrainians and allocated $1 billion that you put in their pocket so they can go build businesses in black neighborhoods and suck money out of our community. That is not in my agenda. That is not in my interest. That does not support me on any level. It's not that I don't care about people in Ukraine, but I care more about people in other places around the world. Remember, there's about 35 to 40 wars happening all around the world at any given time. Why are you so concerned about this one? Why are we supposed to get so riled up about this one? What about all the wars happening in Africa right now? So ultimately, I just encourage you, don't fall for the okie, don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe. Don't let them get you all riled up over something that has nothing to do with you. Focus on building in the area that matters for you. Focus on your family, focus on your wealth, focus on cleaning up your community, focus on educating your children. That's where your interest needs to be. That's where your energy should be, in my opinion, in my humble opinion. So thank you guys for listening. I got my team waiting. I got a meeting, but I want to finish talking to y'all because this is important for me. I love you very much, and I appreciate all of you for even giving me your ear. You don't have to agree with me. Just hear me out. That's all I ask. I don't need you to agree with me. Just hear me out. Okay? So by the way, tonight we're doing the free NFT event with T.I. the Kid. It's totally free. If you'd like to come and learn about the NFT space, which is going to be massive, absolutely massive. I think Gary Vee's made $100 million in NFT stuff so far. It's crazy. So if you'd like to learn more about this emerging technology, just click the link in the bio. It's 7 o'clock tonight. It's totally free. And also, the All Black National Convention is going to be in Charlotte, North Carolina, October 28th through October 30th. We have different kinds of tickets. We have vendor slots, all kinds of stuff. So the convention is awesome. Just ask anybody who was there. They're going to say great things about it because it was off the chain last year. So feel free to click the link in the bio for that too. I'm out of here, guys. Have a good day. Love you. I'll see you soon. Peace.